Good afternoon, everybody. God bless you. I want to speak to your heart today about shifting seasons. I believe it's a timely word from what I have spoken to many of you and things that you have shared with me, what you're facing and some of the different trials. And so we look to Ecclesiastes, and Ecclesiastes is written by King Solomon, and he is known for his wisdom, and he really outlines it so clearly to us in black and white, the shifting seasons and what we can expect. And he says, everything has a time. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck what's planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to laugh and a time to cry, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to speak, a time to love, a time of war and a time of peace. And what he's basically talking about are the shifting seasons of life. And I was thinking about a story that I had heard many years ago about a man who had 4 daughters, and he sent each one of them out to look at this tree at different times. And the first daughter, she came back and she goes, the tree is ugly and it's bent and it's twisted. And the second girl goes out and she's like, it was just all budding and just full of promise. And the third girl went out and she felt it smelled so sweet and it looked so beautiful, and she thought it was the most graceful thing she'd ever seen. And then, the fourth girl disagreed with all of them, and she said, I saw the tree and it was ripe and dripping with fruit and it was full of life. And it was interesting because the father told the girls, each one of you are right. It's just that you saw that tree in a different season. And, the story behind that is that, we cannot judge, a person or our lives by one season, and the essence of who we are and the pleasure and the joy and the pain and the love that, from a life can only be measured at the end, when all the seasons have passed. And if you give up when it's your winter season, you're going to miss the promise of your spring and the beauty of your summer and the fulfillment of your fall. And so I want to speak to you because we've all been in seasons of life when we feel like, things are not going our way, or we feel like we're not where we want to be or where we're supposed to be. And, it's in those seasons and it's in those times, it's so tempting to let discouragement and doubt come in and take away the peace and the zeal and even the excitement that we once had. And you may be in one of those seasons right now, struggling truly to be happy where you are. But this is not the way your Heavenly Father wants you to live. He tells us in His Word that even in the difficult times, He is with us. He is with you. And I want to remind you that today, even when you can't see a way out, He will make a way through. Even when things don't turn out the way you had planned, He has a plan to turn things around for your good. But the key is you can't get upset about your circumstances. Instead, be determined to walk through to victory. Declare by faith that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Declare by faith that you are rising higher. Keep standing, keep believing, keep hoping, because God has a bright future in store for you. Don't let the pain of one season destroy the joy of all the rest. Don't judge life by one difficult season. And you and me, and I'm trying to encourage all of us today that we need to persevere through the difficult times and know that better times are on their way. And so how do we deal with the changing and ever fluctuating seasons that we're going through? It's imperative that we keep our focus and not get derailed when seasons are shifting in our lives. Jesus is at work in your life and my life, even when it seems we are going through the darkest night of our soul. Stand strong through the shifting. Don't be weary in your well-doing. Persevere and trust His plan. And remember, the circumstances you're facing right now and the season of life you're in right now is temporary. It is going to change. But your God, that's a different story. He is forever faithful to you. He changeth not, the Word says. So be encouraged, be of good cheer today, for surely the good Lord knows His plans and thoughts that He has for you. He is preparing you and taking you to a better than expected destination. Trust Him. I love you. I'm praying for you. God bless you.